If God exists, then why doesn't he just show up? Why doesn't he speak from the sky? Why not write something in the clouds? Why not do something so obvious that no one could doubt anymore? This is one of the most common questions asked by people, believers, skeptics, and doubters alike. Maybe you're asking it too. Today I'm not here to preach to you. I want to show you why this question makes sense. But the answer might surprise you. Do we really need to see something to believe it exists? Think about it. You can't see oxygen, yet you breathe it. You can't see gravity, yet you rely on it every day. You can't see radio waves, but your phone works. You can't see your consciousness, but you know you're alive. You can't see love, but you know when it's there. If God exists, maybe he works the same way. Not directly visible, but leaving traces. The Bible doesn't claim that God is physically visible. In fact, it says the opposite. God is spirit, John 4:24. No one has ever seen God, John 1:18. His invisible attributes have been clearly seen through what has been made, Romans 1:20. That fits with how we understand many things. We see effects, not always the cause. And throughout history, many people have seen God, not with their eyes, but through what he does. In the cosmos, in conscience, in morality, in logic, in history. But still, why doesn't God just appear? Why not speak to the world all at once? Imagine this. The sky splits open. A voice shouts, "I am God. Believe." What would happen? People would panic. Many would believe. But out of fear, religions would shift overnight. But would it be love or just fear and compliance? Would people still be free to reject him? Because true love doesn't work on command. You can't force someone to love you. If God revealed himself in full glory, maybe we wouldn't have the space to choose freely. Now imagine a person falling in love, not because of pressure or reward, but because of real connection. Here's a story that helps explain that. Imagine the wealthiest man in the world, powerful, famous, a billionaire. He announces publicly, "I'm looking for a wife." Instantly, thousands of women show up. But how can he know who truly loves him, and not just his money, his lifestyle, or what he can offer? Now imagine that same man hides his identity. He works a normal job, lives simply, and he meets someone who falls in love with him as he is, without knowing his wealth. Only then does he reveal his true self and gives her everything. Not because she earned it, not out of fear, not for gain, but because she loved him for who he truly was. That's how God might be working. He doesn't overwhelm us. He doesn't force us. He gives just enough light to see if we really want to. And when that love is real, then he can show everything. Not as pressure, but as a gift, given to love that was true. Still, God hasn't left us in silence. We're surrounded by clues. The universe has a beginning, fine-tuned laws, and a logic behind it. Where did that come from? Our sense of right and wrong seems universal. Why? We long for meaning, for transcendence, for something more. Why? And the story of Jesus. Does it really make sense to write it off as a myth? The evidence might not be overwhelming, but for those who seek, it's more than enough. 2,000 years ago, Christianity claims that God entered human history in the person of Jesus. This isn't mythology, it's a recorded event. Written by eyewitnesses, confirmed by outside sources, spread by people who died rather than deny what they saw. We didn't follow cleverly invented stories, but we were eyewitnesses of his majesty. 2 Peter 1:16. For that generation, he appeared in person. For the rest, he left the record. Is that really so little? Today, we still have access to all of this. The Bible, the most distributed and studied text in human history, historical documentation, sources inside and outside Christianity, personal stories, transformations, healings, lives changed, and our own moral sense, often louder than any voice. God doesn't shout, but he speaks, not always through vision, sometimes through silence, sometimes through a question you can't shake off. So maybe the real question isn't, why doesn't God show himself? But here, am I truly looking for him where he already revealed himself? There's no force, no spectacle, but there are traces. The only question left is, will you follow them? If this topic made you think, consider following this channel. Arguments for God, where hard questions meet honest answers. Doubt isn't the enemy. Avoiding the truth is. Subscribe for more.